5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time to count down reality TV's most talked about moments with Amanda Bella.
Oh my gosh. Hi. Welcome, Bellas. Welcome back to Bella Talks TV. Wow, it's been a couple of weeks. It's been a while, actually, since I've checked in with you guys. And I'm so grateful. And I'm so happy to announce that I'm pretty much back. I'm back, baby. Like, we are so back. I have been preparing to return to you guys. So I'm trying to think of where I left off. I want to not make this a 3-hour long. I mean, maybe I just will. Maybe I will just fuck around and do a 3-hour catch up with you guys because it's so necessary. And I have I have an entire list. Oh shit. Did I just delete the whole thing? Oh my God. Wait, no. Okay. That scared me. Literally just thought I deleted this entire notes app thing that I made of basically everything that's been going on this summer that I haven't got to talk to you guys about. So I want to just try to jump right into it. But I know so many people have been reaching out to me and I appreciate the Bellas so freaking much. For people that know me truly in my real life too, and even in my DMs, the ones that I have personal connections with that follow me, that know me, know I have been depressed this summer. It's been truly really hard. It's been a really hard summer. We've been so busy. We moved at the end of June. We moved out of our old apartment. We bought a house. It was the most stressful thing in the entire world. We closed on the house and we had to move all of our stuff into storage because the time between the closing and then also we're doing some renovations to be able to make it move in. I mean, oh yeah, also if you're watching me on the camera, welcome to all my YouTube girlies in Bellas. I'm trying to make sure I don't look crazy because I had a total eclipse, Mercury retrograde, chopped my hair into a bob. I haven't even barely looked in a mirror at myself lately. So I'm trying to get back in this place where I'm not in summer depression anymore. I'm not feeling so disheveled and unhoused because yes, of course I would never say that seriously. We knew moving out of our old apartment before we could get into our new house that we were going to have to do some traveling / also staying with family. So it's just been a very hectic last 6 weeks or so, but it's all happening. It is all freaking happening because we are moving into our house on Tuesday. It's not done yet, but we at least get to move in to the upstairs while they finish the downstairs. So we're very close, you guys. Thank you for all being on this journey with me. I mean, if you want to know more about the house buying process, what it was like for us here, and I mean, for those who don't know, Long Island is the Beverly Hills of New York, is extremely expensive property out here. It's just, and because we were so determined to get a waterfront property, we're oh, what's another, it's another, 100,000 or whatever to live on the water, probably more than that, girl math. But we were just so committed. It's very weird being childless and us being in our 40s, approaching our 40s. My husband is in his 40s. And so it's just weird that we're childless. We're in this weird phase of our life where we don't have kids, but we are buying a home. We're okay, so we have to have a boat. We just have I think most people think about school districts and how many bedrooms there are. And we were okay, we need a place we can entertain and on the water. We just had different priorities. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, everything's been going great. When I turned 38, I had a total crash out this summer. And then especially around Labor Day, it really hit me that I'm at this weird age now where I inherently am a very social person and I love to be out in public doing things, being seen, being heard. But I've been feeling more called to be at home and slow down and settle down a little bit. And that's very difficult for somebody who is, I guess, extroverted and just needs social interaction. So suburb life is great, but it's also I have to really, really put an effort in to keep myself in touch with my friends and making plans for the future and making sure that I'm just doing all of the things for my soul too, that while reaching these milestones in life are great and buying this home and being married now and everything, it's just proves that these things are, amazing parts of life, but everything that fulfills you from life comes from within. And one thing I've learned is that I have to be podcasting. Like I have to be talking to you guys. So even though I'm still here at my mother-in-law's on the couch for this week, hopefully by next week when I podcast, I'll be broadcasting live from our brand new upstairs of our home. And maybe I'll do a little tour and stuff like on the YouTube too and show you guys like where I'll be potting. And I just want to have more connection with you guys, especially with BravoCon only being 8 weeks away. This is your reminder that if you're going to BravoCon and you're listening and you haven't sent me a DM, like please pause what you're doing, pull the car over and send me a DM, introduce yourself, tell me that you're going to be there. Like I really want to try to meet up and, even if it's not planning a formal meetup, it's at least meeting up with everybody at the convention. Like I will come, let's meet up. Let's go to a panel together. Let's grab a drink together. Let's go walk through the Bravo Bazaar. Let's go do a photo op. Like come hang with your girl. Okay. So that's that. That's like all of the updates in the personal life. Candy is doing great. She's here. She is on the floor sleeping over there. I wish I could show. It's kind of a hard angle. She's here. She's present, and she's been a perfect angel. So the gang's all back together, you guys. So let's jump in and talk about some things that happened over the summer that I haven't got to speak with you about that have been absolutely driving me crazy because they're either things I predicted or there are things that we did not see coming. So let's go through a few things. So first thing I have on my list, and if you guys, if it's your first time listening and you're jumping in for this episode, this is what I'm going to call the end of summer special. This is not a typical Bella Talks TV episode. Typically, I count down reality TV's most talked about moments of the week, 1 through 5. And then I also do an OMG and an LOL moment of the week. And I would love to also, and put in some other segments here and there. And just so that there's like some structure to the show and you know what to expect. And I also want to be posting more on my Instagram and my TikTok, both talking about current things that I'm watching and reviewing some other things because I have been watching so much stuff this summer. I just haven't been talking to you about it, but trust me, I have still been keeping up on every single thing. So just to have a few more creative outlets to be able to talk to you guys about this stuff. So again, let's just hop right into it. The first thing I have on my list is the Summer House spinoff being announced. So we officially got word from Bravo. Now, how many times have I talked about the possibility of this show? Like not just me, basically everybody on Instagram has been begging Bravo to put together a spinoff in the city following specifically Kyle and Amanda being the anchors. And because everybody wants to know what's going to happen with them. Like I feel so, and I've talked about this before, like I feel so connected to Kyle and Amanda. Like I feel like me and my husband like literally are Kyle and Amanda, except for, I would say I actually don't find Kyle. Minus the cheating. I've never been cheated on by my husband. That so it's not like that type of relationship. I don't mean like romantically. I'm talking more about like their ability to work together, not just on the show on Summer House, but also, they're also like producers a little bit of the show. And then they also have Loverboy, obviously. So they work together, live together, and they're together 24/7. And that's kind of like how me and my husband are. We have a lot of business endeavors that we do together. And then, and I love to help him with things. Like when he needs stuff done for his business, like he comes to me and I can design stuff for him in Canva or like help him just, whatever he needs creatively too. I like to like help him also. So I just see like a lot. And then plus we're both like Amanda's, so just a very, we have a lot in common with that kind of. And I obviously knew Lindsay was going to be a part of this. So back over the summer, we started hearing rumors, Bravo and Cocktails, which I always thought they were reputable, but now I'm learning that they're not. Basically a short story that they post unconfirmed information. So they get a DM saying something's going on, they repost it. They don't fact check it. They don't find, they don't do their due diligence. So when they heard that Lindsay was filming her own show in the city, they put it out there onto the, from their lips into the world, and it spread like wildfire that Lindsay was getting her own spinoff. Now, the fact is that she's actually was filming her housewarming party, and that is being filmed for the spinoff. That's also including Kyle and Amanda. It's also now rumored / confirmed that Andrea and Lexi are going to be part of this, which I think is interesting. Very interesting, actually. I enjoy Andrea, and his Q rating has got to be the best on Bravo. He's probably the most liked person on Bravo that's ever existed, like universally loved. So I understand that. I'm hoping him and Lexi have drama, or that maybe like I would love it if Lexi like fought with somebody or got into some drama. I need that. I really want Luke included. I love Luke. Luke was dating Tayshia, and I famously saw them out together and like sat at the bar with them and was obsessed with them. So I need Luke and Tayshia to both be included in this show. Carl was not on the roster, but I just would think one of two things. If Carl is not included, I think that he will announce that it is his time to step away. He will be like, hey, thank you for the 10 years, Bravo. I'm going to go do soft bar now. But I think that that would be really dumb of him. And I think that he would like let the fans win. He shouldn't listen to the haters. He should just stay on the show and continue to showcase how he's healing from his sobriety, how he's healing from his past, how he's, you know, I would love to see him date, fall in love, find someone new on TV again. I really want to see all of that. So I'm hoping, on the contrary, with Lindsay, that we also get to see some back scenes drama of her and Turner, because we know that her and him are not together now. It's been confirmed, thankfully, during the reunion last year for Summer House, that they're no longer romantically involved. So with all of that being said, Lindsay is going to be dating as a single mom again, which means chaos is imminent. So I'm excited to watch this show unravel and to see what other people they include. People I don't want anywhere near this show, that Jason Cameron guy. Who else lives in the city that I'm like, I don't know. There's just people. Just, I don't know. Sorry, siren. Siren, hold on. Okay, the sirens might go off again. Yep. This is a big reason why I haven't been recording here, because of the firehouse. It's also my mom's birthday, so I have to text her right now because I just looked at the clock and realized. Okay, so with all of that being said, I actually really want Danielle to also be included in the spinoff, but I don't think she will be, because first of all, she's messy boots and she moves all storyline, and she's also like Lindsay's op, so I kind of love that for me. I would like her to stay included, but I know that she also, on the contrary to Andrea, has the worst Q rating score of anybody on Bravo, and everyone hates her. So I'm gonna guess that she's actually going to pop in because producers love her. I don't think we've seen the last of her, is my official prediction. I don't know if they're going to announce her as a castmate or just a friend of, but I guarantee she will film if she's invited. The guy that she was hanging out with, that she's married, I mean, I cannot confirm or deny, if you're watching me on YouTube, if I ever saw them out together. And if he was, I don't know at the time. I won't say what event it was at because that would give a timeline. But yeah, she's not single. Danielle is not single. I will say that. As of last that I knew, but today, as of Friday, September 19th, today, I'm not sure what the status is of her relationship. So, but I know there was something going on there. Who else? I'm trying to think of who else I would want included. Steven. I would love to see Steven back in the mix. I love to see a gay guy in the city on the show. Besides that, I mean, let's just take a brief sidebar that all roads lead back to Bravo. And like, I'm not getting into politics on this episode, but Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica Kirk, was connected back to going on a date with Jordan from Summer House on season 4. Just very strange how that's connected. And I don't know if she just came from like central casting, if she was cast on the show to go on a date with him. There's just a lot of rumors. I've been spending a lot of time on TikTok this summer. A lot of conspiracies. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the Summer House spinoff. No regular Summer House has already wrapped filming for the summer. And it's going to be a new type of cast. It's going to be newbies. Jesse and Wes are going to be the anchors with, Kyle, Wes, and Amanda are going to be there, but I think that they're going to like dip in and out. And I don't think we're going to see Lindsay like that much out there, which it just feels so good, you guys. I'm sorry. It's like there was so much fodder online. There was so many people. There were so many voices, loud voices casting for her to be put onto Roni, or to get her own spinoff, or for her to be back in the Summer House full time. So it just feels good to know that like the fans don't always get what you want, do you? You don't always get what you want, do you? Speaking of which, let's talk quickly about all of the Real Housewives of New Jersey rumors. So, speaking of not always getting what you want, the same kind of thing is going on with Teresa. Like, everyone was like, there's no New Jersey without Teresa. There's no way that they're going to do a reboot without her. She's going to have to at least get her own spinoff. And now there are rumors, that potentially she could be moving to Florida and being on the Real Housewives of Miami next season, which I would find interesting to see her in that group. She's friends with Larsa. She's friends with the girls. It would be weird to see Teresa in a group of girlfriends where I like her. I do. I liked her on the Ultimate Girls trips and stuff. Like, I really did like Teresa when she's actually being nice and fun and when she's not stuck in that loop of the Margaret, Melissa stuff. When she steps aside of that, I actually do enjoy her. And I, of course, want to see everything that goes down with Louis. I imagine them. Oh my God, getting divorced. Like, I need to see it. She was so chill during her Juicy Joe divorce. Like, she was so relaxed and like unfazed and like didn't even care and just kind of like was over it so quickly. So I'm wondering if she would do the same approach with Louis, where there's no heartbreak and there's no moment of like, oh, like I was wrong, I got bamboozled. It's more of like yeah, I'm over it. Like, it was my choice to end it type of thing and walk away. I really want to see whatever happens. I'm happy to hear that Margaret is back. I really, really do miss Marge and Joe. I just got something for them. Ever since she pushed him in the pool, she pushed Marty in the pool. I would like to see Danielle Staub coming back. And I am thinking more about this idea of Bravo. Now, I used to think it's like the stunt casting, but you cannot deny that the first 10 seasons of any of the franchise, it's more connection. After 10, things kind of fall apart and newbies and people leave and people retire. And it's like something that goes on those early seasons where you really bond and connect with people from the beginning and the original friend groups and their real connections. You cannot deny that that's Real Housewives. Like, they really got away with it when they tried to do the Roni reboot. As we all know, that was cursed from the beginning. And a big reason why was because it was so clear that the women all were just hired for a job. And you got to go back to women having history together and drama. And same with what's going on with the Real Houses of OC. Now, if Teresa can say never, I might film with Melissa again or potentially make up with them. And opening that door, it's like they're all coming to realize, like, BB, you don't just get your own spinoff. You don't get to just get the same salary you were getting over on the Housewives that you were there for 15 seasons. You don't get to just transfer that over to a show that like nobody's going to watch or care about. Like, you are part of the cast and the show, and that is what you get paid for. So now everybody's starting to realize, like, Lindsay, you don't get your own show. Teresa, you don't just get to have your own show. Like, women, you got to learn how to play with others and do the show together as a cast. So I'm like liking the fact that we're kind of coming back to basics on Bravo. Like, let's do what we know works. Okay, let's see. Speaking of, I'm kind of just doing like some Housewives stuff and let's kind of just melding it all together here. So let's talk about OC again. Let's circle back to that. So I'm loving this season. I'm absolutely loving this season. You want to know why? I have literally never seen one person, one Tamra fan, and trust me, we're out there. We're seeing the Stamras. Stand up, Stamras. I just made that up right now. I mean, of course, there's always a guy that's like mowing his lawn here too. Like, it never ends, you guys. It really never ends. I need a soundproof booth. Okay, so I have never seen a fan of Tamra ever say, give Tamra a spinoff and give her own show. Now, she's had them. She had her OC wedding spinoff. She's had, but you don't ever see the fans being like, we don't want Tamra on OC. We want her just to like have her own show. Like, we all know that the only reason Tamra is valuable is because of the way that she plays the Housewives game in the cast. So we're never it's just this idea that we have to get back to the, like, no woman is bigger than the brand. No housewife is bigger than the Real Housewives. The whole thing. Hold on. One thing about Long Island, everybody has their own landscaping and like houses. It's just funny to me. The guys, like, literally everybody has a landscaper. Like, you can't cut your own lawn. I come from Michigan. Like you cut your own lawn, you shovel your own driveway. Long Island is so soft. Okay, so in the OC, like we just are aware of Tamara. Like she has to be in this group, she has to be part of this ensemble. Now, I'm loving this season. I understand that I'm in the minority. But again, it feels really good to be right. It just feels so good. Like everybody was like, Gretchen's going to come in and take down Tamara. This is going to be Tamara's takedown season. We're never going to see her again. She's going to run away like she did in Bali. It just went on for months and months. And I had to read all of these comments every day and hear all this BS about how it was going to be the end of Tamara. And she's grown exponentially this season. She's like annihilated every single opponent that she's had. And she's insane. She's literally crazy. Like nothing she does makes sense. She has no emotional regulation. I'm starting to actually consider like she could potentially be on the spectrum. She's not, this is not just ain't it, girl. And this is coming from one of her biggest fans. So the fact that she's doing so bad and she's still undefeated this season is crazy. Because I can even notice that she's just acting totally bananas. She's taking Xannies in New Orleans. She's blacking out. She's saying that she's on the spectrum. She's specifically what drove me crazy this week on last night's episode is like the way that she, speaks about Shannon still. It's like it's the fakeness of wanting to make up. It's like there's something about, I'm trying to really put it into words. I'm trying to explain the feeling it gives me because it's so frustrating to watch her with Shannon specifically because it's like I think she literally does hate her and means everything she said last season. And I don't think she's sorry. And she's forcing herself to be the bigger person, to get over it, to keep because she knows she has to reconcile. And I would actually like her to go back to just shitting on Shannon because I thought that was more authentic and like real because they were friends for all that time and Tamara held it in. And now it's been like exploding like a tube of toothpaste for like 2 years now. And I think I find that very, very relating. Like I relate to that a lot. And that's kind of like how I am. So I also find that as a mirror being held up to myself. So as it annoys me, it's also the reason why I love her, if that makes sense. So I'm actually really enjoying this season of the OC. I think Katie is such an embarrassing cringe flop. I'm sorry. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. I think her husband is a joker. And I'm obsessed with the fact that Gretchen is flopping harder than a fucking tuna, than a big eye tuna. I don't know what is a flop. I don't know what is a bigger flop in life. Like what is the number one flop that I can call her? But it feels so good. It just feels deep in my soul, in the pit of like my belly button. It feels warm and fuzzy knowing that Gretchen is just looking like an idiot all over. From the way she lied about going to the hospital to the way that she got herself naked wasted at the Abbey and then proceeded to tell this rumor about Slade having the recording of her having the affair and like all of this stuff. Like it's just the messiest, worst Housewives playing I've like ever seen. And it's the most vindicating feeling to watch her come on and have seen all those people that were like obsessed with her with their head in their hands being like, this season sucks. I can't even watch this season anymore. It's so bad. It's like, oh, why? Because Tamara didn't get taken down by Gretchen. So now the show is unwatchable to you. It's like, you really thought that was going to happen. You really thought that Gretchen was going to come on. The girl cannot even use Facetune. She cannot even figure out how to not put a filter on her own daughter when she puts her online. The phone isn't stuck. It's stuck in the filter. I really like how when she was on Watch What Happens Live, they did a funny thing with, who was she on with? Dang, now I'm forgetting. It was Gretchen and it was Miami. Oh, I have to look now. Larsa, there. Okay, yeah, because they did the filter because they're obviously so insane looking, both of them, that they did this funny Watch What Happens Live like on their TikTok. And it's both of them with these like insane filters when they walk into the dressing room. And it's pretty funny if you haven't seen it. I'm going to have to repost that on my Instagram. So, okay. So anyways, I'm loving this new season of the OC. I really am over Gina and Emily. I think that they both need to go. It's time to chop. It's time for the chop. I think we already know Vicky's coming back. It's going to be Vicky, Tamara. I think that they could potentially bring Kelly Dodd back, but I'm also learning that Bravo again is evolving because Andy said that he never wants to see Jen Shaw again. And I would have put money down that she was coming back. I would have bet. Good thing I can't bet the house that we just bought because I would have lost it. I was that convinced that Jen was going to be coming back to Salt Lake City. And Andy's like, nah, he shut it down real quick. So because of that, I'm thinking like they're standing on business. So Bravo is standing on business again. And they're just like not letting these women call the shots. They don't get to decide who the cast is. They don't get to decide who gets their own spinoffs and who gets to stay for the reboots. It's not up to them. And they don't get to decide what the narratives are that they want to put out. The truth is coming out, whether or not they like it. Bravo is standing on business again. And thank God. Thank God for that. So that was OC. Just touching quickly on Potomac. Karen is out of prison. And she did get released within the final weeks of them having the cameras. So we will be seeing her on this next season. I love Karen. I have no idea if she's changed at all. A year goes by fast. I don't think she was in prison for even quite a year. So I'm truly wondering how much growing she's done, but I'm here to see it. I'm not happy that Monique was returning. I'm hoping that I eat my words and that I go back to what I was saying earlier about the women having history and this and that. I think that if they were going to bring back Monique, Candace for sure should have came back as well. So I'm confused about that. Candace filmed Traitors, and she was just doing an interview about how she loves Donna Kelsey, and Donna Kelsey was the mother of the castle. I was talking about how I've been doing a lot of TikToking. I finally got onto Taylor Swift Gaylor TikTok and also the Performance Art Lore TikTok. And I'm in deep now. I'm in so deep about the life of a showgirl and what's about to happen and if her and Travis will actually get married and just what the alternative ends to this story are. So I need to know. Okay, let's talk about Beverly Hills too quickly because another thing that I was right about that I cannot wait to be gloating next season. I don't know where can I climb. Where's the top of the Empire State Building? You can find me at the top of the Empire State Building screaming, I was right when I have the new season of Beverly Hills coming out because Rachel Zoe is back and Dorit and her are now best friends. Oh, it feels so freaking good. It feels so good because so many people were like, yeah, she's back. She's going to take down Dorit. Her and Dorit are not going to get along. This is going to be Dorit's last season. Again, she only grows stronger. Your hate only makes her grow stronger. I cannot wait to see Dorit and Rachel Zoe and Dorit went to the Hamptons, which is very sad. This actually, I did not go to this summer. I did not go to the Hamptons this summer, which I think contributed to my depression because I've gone every single summer to like the summer house. I've like gone every summer for 5 years and I have at least spent, a weekend or two out there. So I didn't go at all this summer. And I think it's because it just got like way too popular and crowded and it just like became not fun. So I skipped out on it. And yeah, I just cannot believe that Kyle, Dorit, and Rachel Zoe went to Gurney's or something, Surf Lodge maybe, and they were like all dancing on the Hamptons together. So I'm like loving their friendship, you guys. I freaking love it. I love it. It's gonna make me like Kyle again, and it's been a while. It's been a while since I've liked her. So okay, so that's like most of all of the Housewives stuff. There's some rumors about New York test filming. They are also saying Jessel, Aaron, and Sai will be the only returning members. I would like to see Jessel. Fortunately, Aaron, I find her so incredibly annoying, but I do think that she actually had that's something about her. Something. I don't know what it is. I even listened to her podcast, and like I never listened to any of the Bravo Lab podcasts except for Two Teas in a Pod. But I really like, there's something about Aaron. I think we're the same age and we actually do seem to have some stuff in common, believe it or not. Feel something is there and I want to continue to see it. Jessel is obviously a fan favorite. I'm like so over Sai. I don't understand why they keep bringing this troll back, but I think she's coming back. And Jenna, I'm not sure if Jenna is like on the fence or could just be a friend of next season, but I really want Jenna to come back. She was like my favorite part and kind of like the backbone of the reboot. Whoever the newbies are, I would really like to see them rise to the occasion and bring it. And I'm also really hoping that they don't just stunt cast influencers and like people that are, I need real friends. None of those bitches have friends. That's the problem. Aaron, not a female friend in sight. None, zero. Same with Jessel. She's got Pavitt. She's got the mom. She's a mom. Like they don't have friends. So we need women with friends. How do we find them in New York? Okay, so going down my list here, let's talk a little bit about Dancing with the Stars because I'm loving the cast this season. I'm rooting for so many people. I can't choose a favorite. I feel like Whitney and Mark Ballas are going to win. Like they're just incredible. I love the TikToks they've been doing together. She's so talented. Whether or not we want to like her, she's enigmatic. Like when she makes a TikTok, like I watch it 50 times. Like she's so good. She is one of the backbones of Mom Talk, and I really kind of hope that she wins Loki. I really am rooting for Jen. Jen is very unlikable though, which is very hard for me to like even admit because when I really think about her, I want to like her so bad. She's adorable. She comes from an immigrant family. She is a mom, she's young. She's been very open about her mental health struggles. Like she's been such like an open, vulnerable girl, but there's something about her that is toxic. I can feel it in me and I can just put my finger, like I can just tell when there's something off about someone. And I do think Zach obviously is a fucking problem, but her side of the street, I feel like is also not clean, that there's something going on there as well. And I'm curious if it's just like a performative thing, if it's feeling not genuine, if I'm feeling like she's behind the scenes actually very judgmental and I think she actually is more like Zach than we realize. So I'm not rooting for her as much, unfortunately. I inherently want Dylan Efron to do well, but I don't want him to win just based off the fact that he's like being voted for having abs. I'm just kind of, again, like I don't know, just not feeling like that type of voting for this season. Okay, who else is on the cast? Alex Earl. I like her, you guys. I like love a TikTok influencer. I think a Get Ready With Me is so cute and fun. And I would have had stories for motherfucking days if I would have been having TikTok when I was in college and when my Get Ready With Me's would have been iconic. So I just appreciate what she's giving the kids and the girlies. I like her. And she hasn't really been like that problematic as far as she would not have been cast. Like Disney, again, standing on business. Okay, we know everything that's going on with the censorship and Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert. Like free speech is days away. They're probably numbered. The days are numbered. Let's put it that way. I'm out here yapping to anybody who will listen while I can before YouTube and all of this probably gets like shut down and we're living in a fascist country. So listen to me rant now, please. Okay, listen to me rant now. Who else is on Dancing with the Stars? Okay, so Danielle Fishel, Topanga from Boy Meets World, again, rooting for her. Any Lane from The Parent Trap, iconic 90s millennial. I love them. I'm not voting for them. Again, I think I'm going to be voting for Whitney because I just genuinely also think you should vote for the person that has the best chance of winning too. Corey Feldman, I appreciate him being included and being like his revival of the cast this season. No chance at winning. I think that, okay, who else is on there? I'm trying to remember without looking at. Let's just see because Robert Irwin again. It's like great, but no thanks. Hilaria Baldwin, a total loon that has no chance of winning as well. Hate to say it. She's insane, absolutely insane. Okay, let's see the cast. Oh, yeah, Lauren from Fifth Harmony. She could be a dark horse. Jordan Childs, again, another person from, I could see her making top 3. She's obviously incredibly talented and athletic. Oh, a guy from Pentatonics. I didn't even know that he was competing. Scott Hoying. Andy Richter from Conan. I mean, those guys never win the old guys. Sorry. It's like nice to watch them dance, but it's nice to give them a chance. Ilaria. Oh, you say cucumber? Okay, that's pretty much it. I'm voting for Whitney and Mark. I think I just have to. I don't know. Something about when I watched the reunion. Did you guys watch even the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives reunion? Because everyone said it sucked, but I actually thought it was pretty decent. Boring, but decent. And when they announced that Jen and Whitney were both going to be on Dancing with the Stars during the reunion, like I cried a little bit. Like I definitely shed a tear. They were both so excited and genuinely like just watching their dreams come true, and the fact that they were like young moms and they've been through traumatic upbringings. Just very, very happy for them to see them out there like dancing their little hearts out. I really love that for them. So speaking of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, we of course have to talk about Taylor Frankie Paul being announced as the next Bachelorette. Now, I thought I died. Like I was probably at the peak of my depression, and I was like sleeping the days away and was just in like that state of mind of just like finding no joy and not finding anything to be exciting. And then all of a sudden they announced TFP as the next Bachelorette. And like, look, I think that that's the spark that got me back to the mic and back to speaking to you guys and like back doing this, because I'm like, holy shit, this is huge. This has never been done before. This is historical. This is something we've never seen. People are going nuts. It's very polarizing. The ratings are going to be crazy. What type of guys are they going to get? What is her mom going to be like? What about her kids? What about the first baby daddy? Are we going to meet him finally? Because we've never even seen him on camera. Dakota, is he going to be part of like a group date? Is he going to have to like approve? Literally, what is going to happen to Dakota? Like, I have so many fucking questions. I hope that show never goes anywhere. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives forever. So to say I'm excited about TFP being the new Bachelorette is an understatement. I'm seated already and hasn't even filmed yet. So I'm very, very, very excited about that. Now, one thing I'm not as excited about was the new season of Bachelor in Paradise. Now, I did watch every second of it, of course. I loved it. It was appointment television to me, because I just was craving so badly to like that format, that show, those characters. Like I needed something like that this summer. So it did scratch like a brain itch for me. But with all that being said, the new production of the show, the way they even changed the title cards, the way that they had them stay in this resort and it wasn't in the sand castle with all the crabs, like the bugs, the crabs, the beach, that's part of Bachelor in Paradise. The girls complaining about being sweaty, not being able to wear makeup, them having to be in the pool to stay cool. Like these are things that we're really missing this season. We didn't have that extra layer of like the beach being part of the show. And then there was the extra layer of them adding the games in and them trying to make it more of a Love Island games type of thing. And they're doing all these compatibility games and they're playing all this stuff. And then they make them lock into being couples. And then they make them like stay as a couple the whole time when they're not bringing more people onto the beach. And then they tell them, you're also competing for $500,000. It was just too much. All of it was just bad. They casted horribly. Now, I will say Jess and Spencer really represented everything that Bachelor in Paradise is about. I believe in their authenticity. And I also believe that there's just like one couple like that every season that literally is love at first sight. They'll get married. They'll be together forever. Bachelor in Paradise has so many successful couples. Kenny and Mari, Joe and Serena, Ashley I and Jared, Tanner and Jade, Abigail and Noah, Becca and Thomas. I mean, there's more. That's just 5 I named off the top of my head. Of course, there's been engagements that did not end up so well, like Kat and John Henry. And Kat being cast back on this season was definitely a choice. I feel like they went into their like villain bucket and they're like, okay, we need a villain to come in. And I don't think that she should have been on this season. Now, what is so strange to me is that her and Dale, I think, are still together. I feel like they hated each other during the show, that they were just going for the money, and that when the show ended, they were for sure like never going to speak to each other again. Now they're like still together. So it's very confusing to me. Like, I really don't know if it's like a toxic relationship or if they like genuinely like love each other. I can't figure them out. They're a very, very weird couple to me. Dale's season with Claire and Tayshia being the Bachelorette, splitting the season when Claire left early with Dale. Educate yourselves. If you do not know what I'm talking about, there are just some things you need to know. And if you're going to watch Taylor as the Bachelorette and you've never watched the Bachelorette before, please DM me so I can give you some advice on where and how to even catch up with some of the Bachelorette lore. I'm not sure how much you're really going to need to know going into this season, but like you should know some basics. Maybe I should make a video about like the basics of the Bachelor, Bachelorette so that people can learn if they've never seen it before. But I also don't know if they're going to completely change the whole format and the show up like they did with Bachelor in Paradise. Is that same company now going to be producing the Bachelorette? Like, I don't know. It could be a totally different show. So the whole structure could be gone. What if there's like 3 guys? I actually just had a heart attack. I just had a stroke. If there's not at least 32 men waiting to date Taylor, I can't even consider this not being an option. Please, I hope I didn't manifest that. That's like summoning just the worst idea I've ever heard. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to talk about just Love Island briefly and Love Island Games, Love Island Beyond the Villa. I watched Beyond the Villa. I enjoyed it, actually. Kaylor, I want to love, but I found her to be so annoying on Beyond the Villa. One that has let the fame go to her had the most. Trying to say that it was Liv, but I actually think they both were like that. And they were coming up together and they were both doing like the fame rise up together. And then somewhere they got jealous of each other along the way. And I think it was because Liv got with the Laker. Like now she's dating that Laker player for like over a year and they're Instagram official and stuff. And Kaylor is dating Torrin. Ew. I really do not like the whole Torrin situation. Ugh. He just reminds me of so many guys from like Chicago, Indiana, Michigan that like are the guys I went to college with and stuff. No, it's just a no for me, dog. I enjoyed Serena a little bit. And I love Janae. Janae is my favorite from season 6. Her and the whole Kenny situation, that is disgusting. I cannot believe Kenny. Like, I actually was watching Beyond the Villa. When Kenny was crying over his brother and stuff, like, I was really liking Kenny. And then all that stuff went down with Janae and, like, him being racist and shit. Like, okay, I know that guys, like, do think that way. But it's one thing to have your own implicit bias. And it's another thing to verbally express your racist, intrusive thoughts. I hope that makes sense. So Team Janae up in here. And also, I don't know why I feel like we did not see very much of Leah and Miguel. Maybe because they're just happy and boring. But Leah is definitely really, really private. And I just didn't feel as like the cancer scare and stuff that she was having going on, which I don't think we ever got the resolution to, or if she was just having like thyroid issues, like what was going on with her. But yeah, I don't know. I like them, but I also think that they're like a weird couple too. I'm not sure I like totally get them. I don't think I really understand Leah, to be honest. When I did a little bit of a rewatch of season 6, I was like, oh, I don't really think I like Leah that much. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, the Love Island season 7 reunion. Again, everybody was hating on, everyone was talking shit about. And I think what the problem about the reunion is that they obviously filmed for like 10 hours and then we only see 2 hours of it. And they picked the worst 2 hours. I guarantee there was so much other stuff that they talked about that maybe like wasn't sound bitey, but was genuinely interesting to the fans and to the cast probably. But because they were just wanting to talk about Ace, Shelly, and Huda the entire time, it really didn't leave a lot of time for the other cast members to talk about their experiences or talk about other things that were going on in and outside of the villa, things that happened since they got back. Like the point of the reunion is to talk about basically not even so much what happened during the season. Well, yeah, reflect on what happened during the season, but then to also talk about what's happened since they got out of the villa. And like, I wanted to know more about that. Huda giving the line about Netflix and being like, oh, I can't because of Netflix. You know, I have an NDA. Her and Louis are still seeing each other. And I struggle with the idea that she's such a young mom and she's one of the most famous people in the world at the time. And she's really probably doing her best to like navigate this. But I don't know if being in the club with Louis is the best look, just personally, if she's trying to get us to like her. But if you don't give a fuck if we like you or not, and you want to just live your life authentically, then yes, baby who, mamacita who, you know, go and be single in LA with Louis. I think your daughter is then in North Carolina with the dad, which is fine. Dads should also be dads. Dads aren't babysitters, dads are parents. So I do believe in that. But I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what that custody schedule is like. It's none of my business. So I'm just assuming that everything's like good with her, but this is like not a good look. Not a great look. Oh yeah, speaking of that, I did not get to talk about Miami, and I just ended watching last night's episode before I recorded. So I'm feeling very weird about this Miami season. I love the cast. The cast is very Salt Lake City to me, where they're like, okay, why switch it up? Let's keep the same core girls, get the history going, get the feuds going. You know, this is good. Like we have a really good cast there. Aesthetically, incredible, gorgeous. The reunion looks. Wow. The storylines are so weird this season. So I love Lisa. Lisa is my queen. I'm sorry, not sorry. She's my favorite housewife of Miami for sure. She's maybe my favorite East Coast housewife. She's just so damn good. She's so damn good. From her, you know, fights with Larsa and just her funny way of navigating being in a feud with her making up, her being late, but like actually learning her lesson and being like early for Watch What Happens Live and proving to everybody that she's changed. Like she's actually listened and grown and learned. In this last episode, she's really pressuring, I think, you know, with Joey, and they all know, every housewife knows the end of filming, right? And everyone's trying to get like, okay, this is the last time we're going to be on camera together. So it'd be a great time to propose, like just saying. And she's realizing like Jody's not proposing to her before the end of the season. Like it's not happening, girl. But she brings it up again at dinner. And he's like, okay, are you pressuring me again about getting engaged? And she starts to cry because Jody tells her, like, I love you and I want to be with you. But just because we've been together for 3 years, it's like time elapsed doesn't just mean, okay, now it's time to get engaged. For those 3 years, you were getting divorced in a very tumultuous divorce. And you were also going through friend breakups and drama with the friend group that you were taking out on me. So like, if you don't go to therapy and change, we can't get engaged. And she got it. Like Jody really told her, like, this is it, girl. Like, I'm not going to continue to enable you to be this girl that's always late, that's always in chaos, that's always in, you know what I just learned too is catastrophic, when it's the catastrophizing. Catastrophizing. I know people personally that do this and it triggers me. And I don't like when every little thing becomes a red fire alarm where sirens are going off and the panic. And it's like, and it's literally just like, okay, who's going to pick up like the pretzels at the store? This is not anything that we all have to worry about. The pretzels will get here. Like, it's just something that really, I don't like chaos and I don't like things feeling like they're out of control and like things are like that negative, chaotic energy. It just really, so I think that that's what Lisa was serving. And it was, everyone around her was like, girl, like we cannot deal with this anymore. So I appreciate everybody fucking keeping it real with her and not enabling her, because the people that I see that are like that, everyone enables it and thinks it's like funny, or they like encourage it, or they do it too. And it's like, we can't all be acting like this. Right? There needs to be like an adult in the room that's handling stuff. So anyways, let's talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City premiere. So I'm going to say something that's going to be an unpopular opinion. This is my unpopular opinion of the episode. I did not like the premiere. And I don't think it's because Lisa wasn't in it. I think that that's the natural go-to that everyone's saying, like, oh, Lisa's name was said 43 times this episode and she wasn't even in the episode and there's no season without Lisa. Like, I do agree she's an anchor of the show. And I'm so glad that she did get her contract figured out and that she did sign on to film this season. But I'll tell you what I did like about this episode and what I didn't like. I did like the way that Whitney specifically, even Bronwyn, Brittany in a way, all came ready and willing to talk about what's going on in their lives, things that happened from the reunion and since the reunion. And basically they were like, we're on camera, let's catch everybody up to speed about where we all stand and like where our beefs are. And so they were really good this episode at telling us like everything that's going on. So I felt good about that. Like I feel like we have a lot of stuff to talk about this season with them. But what I didn't like is like there was so much kitschy overproduction, from them getting the RV to the Molly Sorensen storyline of them searching with the camcorders, with the Blair Witch stuff. I hated all of it. And it really, really took away from the show for me. And it really showed me that like they're playing tricks already. And it scares me of what we may lack for the rest of the season. It's already giving like stretching out content. And I think that potentially they put cameras up too fast this season, because remember they left the Bezos party in Puerto Vallarta or wherever last season. Everybody was mad at each other, reading each other's text messages. They went to the reunion. Everybody was beefing. And I think it just really comes down to they picked up cameras too fast and the dust hadn't settled yet. And in theory, that sounds like a good idea, but I think it just is like going to be an extension of last season and like the same drama, and it's going to feel stale. Like we needed some new stuff to happen. So I'm curious if I'm wrong about the rest of the season, if it's going to be really, really good. Now there's all these bombshells. They said there's a Miami bombshell that's going to drop. There's going to be an OC bombshell that's going to drop. Like all of these. Now the new structure with Bravo is let's have like an okay season. And then in the very last episode, we're going to have a huge bombshell reveal. And that's going to be the cliffhanger. That's going to fuel like the off season of everybody talking about the show when the show's not on for the next 6 months while they're filming. And then the next season will premiere, 6 to 8 months later or whatever. So maybe that's like the new cycle, but all of these shows seem to have these like huge reveals. And I think that's how production is laying out the storylines. We're not getting to like the punchline in the middle of the season and watching the fallout like we kind of used to. Think like when LVP left, like LVP and Kyle didn't fight in the season finale. Like they fought in the middle of the season, and then there was like an entire rest of the season, like 10 more episodes that went on. So it just kind of shows like the difference, and also the episode ordering and stuff. I'm pretty sure Beverly Hills still and always has had like 27 episode seasons, and Miami will have like 13 or something. So it just depends on the episode orders and how much content and storylines they have to stretch out. But I'm interested to see what happens. Mary's son was recently arrested again. He's a fucking hot mess. So yeah, Mary and her revival and her being a fan favorite again, we are going to be seeing inside her church again this season. And I'm really hoping that the girls like go for that again. The thing is that everybody likes her now and they all want to be friends with her. So nobody's going to want to bring it up again. But like they definitely like have got to get back into it, because there's a lot of stuff with the church that they never talked about because it got shut down, and then they started to focus on Jen and things just changed. Also, Heather is really annoying me. Like Heather, I don't remember her being just having like that bad of a personality in the beginning, but it's almost like every single scene and every single thing she says to me is really annoying. And it's just like not how I would handle something, not what I would say. And it's like she just really is like not my cup of tea. Like it's like the definition of that. Like I don't want to have anything to do with her. I don't like watching her. I don't like her watching her interact with the other girls. I don't even like to hate watch her. She just has like a bad personality. I just don't like her. I don't like her, but I want to, but I don't. Same with Bronwyn. I feel like her personality is just really bad and annoying. And I want to like her so bad. I'm like, you have great fashion. You stand for things I believe in. You like are a gay icon. I love your husband, actually. And you guys know I'm a Todd father stan. I like all of these things in theory. And then when she talks, I'm just like, who the fuck talks like this? She sounds like a Victorian child. She's not my girl. She's not a girl that I would like call up and want to hang with. And that sucks. It's weird. So, okay. So I think pretty much everything that's been going on Bravo, except for just want to briefly talk about McBee Dynasty. So I'm freaking obsessed with the McBee Dynasty. Was moved to randomly start watching season 1. I can't remember if it was Rhea that told me to start watching. Somebody was like, you got to start. And I pretty much was hooked from episode 1. If you have not watched any of it, let me try to explain it in like a non-MAGA way. It's just a family of brothers, 4 brothers. 3 of them are hot. 1 of them is not. They have relationships. They now are, 2 of them are married now. We see them get married, have kids on the show. And the dad, to me, is the sexiest one and the most toxic of them all. And the relationship with him and the girls that he's dating, including Galena, who's like working at the farm with them, and then also another girl named Brooke, who's like a bartender in Kansas City. And then he's also got this little girl named Haley that lives in Nashville that's like 22 years old. Like, this man has hoes in different area codes. He's also in trouble with the FBI for doing crop fraud insurance fraud. Basically, I don't know, claiming insurance money on destroyed crops, maybe that were like never destroyed or like never existed at all. He did something to do with that. He also used money from the government to buy Rolexes and got in trouble for that. So he was like in Mexico hiding out all of season 2. And then they brought the mom in, Christy, who is Steve's ex-wife, the boy's mom. They brought her in. So season 2 is a little bit different. A lot of the show too is narrated and kind of goes through Steven Jr., who is the oldest son, and how he kind of runs the farm for the dad when he's hiding out in Mexico. And it also follows his relationship with Kala, who's a girl he met on another dating reality show. So like just the entire thing. And he's very honest. I listened to an interview with him and Ryan Bailey, and he told Ryan that the reason why they got the show, or the reason why they even had the idea to do McBee Dynasty, was because he was on Joe Millionaire or whatever it was called, or Who Wants to Date a Millionaire or something like that. He was on Farm Room Wants to Date a Farmer, Millionaire, something like that. Whatever show he was on that he met Kala on. Anyways, that gave them the idea to like do the spinoff. Like, they loved doing TV and they thought it was like a great idea to promote. He loves being on TV. I think he kind of likes even producing TV a little bit. Like, a lot of the scenes seem like he produced them. So I kind of just like, I don't know, like it. I like the show. It's a little cheesy. It's a little scripted at times. Like, you can definitely tell, like, there's one scene where the 2 girls are fighting and Jesse puts on like a football helmet. It's like, okay, where did you even pull that out of? Like, you clearly brought the helmet to the fight and you like planned that moment out. Like, you're thinking about that. Or did like producers see the helmet and tell you to bring it and put it on? Like, whatever it is, there's some funny stuff. Oh, Galena. Okay, so Galena is a star. We have to talk about Galena. Pull the car over. We need to talk about Galena for 45 minutes. So Galena is a Russian immigrant, or Soviet Union. I don't want to, say it wrong or whatever. USSR immigrant that came over when she was like 21, and she had lots of different jobs, but ended up getting hired by Steve Sr. and kind of like worked her way up in the company. I think she was like cleaning houses, to cleaning at the farm, to helping out with projects, to showing like interest in other things. Now she's actually been put in charge of like their car wash wing, the department, because yes, they are a farm and they have all these different businesses. Like, they also have a meat packing company, they have a spice rub company, they have protein snacks company, they have all these different like subsidiaries of McBee Farms. So she's in charge of the McBee coffee and car wash. So she's like an important element to this family, but just her drama, and she is getting drunk and drinking wine on the job, and she's smashing Steve's girlfriend's cars in, and she's taking frying pans and damaging his home and killing their chickens in their chicken coop. And Galena's a menace. Galena is a menace to society. Like, she probably should not actually be out like in the free world, but she's out here, and she is now friends with Alexis Bellino because they have the same management. So she's at Alexis Bellino's bachelorette party in Vegas. She's hanging out with Tamra at the bridal shower. Galena's working her way now into the Real Housewives world, and I could not be more happy and obsessed. I just love her, and I need her crazy ass to have her own show. That's a show I want to watch. Okay, so let's talk about some other like non-Bravo stuff too that I've been watching over the summer. I've been catching up with Jersey Shore Family Vacation. Is their 15-year anniversary party in this most recent episode, and they are back down at the shore together. And I I actually really am liking this season. It's not a ton going on, but there's some underlying storylines that if they would just actually say what is really going on, we would have compelling television and like a real show. But it's very obvious to me that MTV needs Jersey Shore more than Jersey Shore needs MTV. And so they kind of run their own narratives, and there's things that they don't talk about, there's things that they don't do, there are things that they don't even show up to, and that's fucking that. They aren't doing anything more out of their build hours that they're contractually obligated to do. And it's very obvious to me because they're not giving 100. They're giving about 23%. And only, I would say Angelina's giving 20 out of the 23%. She's showing us her dog Peanut dying, that I like literally have never cried so hard in my life watching her lose Peanut. Then we're also watching her engagement with Vinny 2.0 falling out, and that's like very dramatic. And then don't forget that she was reunited with her birth father who used her for money and fame last season. So Angelina's giving, okay? I can never see anything wrong about my queen Angelina. But Snooki, girl, you and Gianni been married like how many years? He's never filmed once. He's never been on one family vacation. It's literally bullshit. I know that there's something there. I know there has to be something there. How are they even still married if they don't do this show together? Like, is that why they're so married? Like, how does she also like not want more out of life even more than she could have had anybody? I don't know. I don't get them and I don't like it. I am enjoying JWoww. JWoww is contributing 0.5% this season. She produced the horror film Devon that she seems so passionate and excited about. It's like her real, love project, project baby. And, some people write books. She produced a movie and I'm really excited for her and her future. And Zach, I thought her and Zach were like maybe, weird, but he comes on vacations this season and he actually seems happy to be around and kind of fun. And maybe like that's exactly what Jenny needed, was just a younger guy in his 20s that didn't want to have more kids and is just her companion. So I'm liking Jenny currently. Now, Sammy is on her third season of her IVF storyline, and I'm not going to knock on it. I'm so freaking happy that she has got her miracle baby now. She's a mother. Her and her fiance, I don't think they're married yet, Justin, are now parents. And of course, I'm so happy for them. Like, I'm not going to say anything bad about that. But Justin is literally like watching paint dry. Like, he gives nothing. And honestly, so is Sammy. And Sammy, again, it's back to the personality. I think she has like a bad personality, and I don't like her. I don't like watching her. So I don't know what she really brought this season. I don't know what she's brought at all since being back. And I think it sucks because Ronnie doesn't get to come around as much in film because she's there. And I would rather have Ronnie. Ronnie is genuinely friends with everybody. He gives so much. He's so vulnerable. He's in a good place. I would like to see Ronnie at more of the stuff and doing more things. Not Sammy, or get them all together and tell them, guess what? Neither of you get to get money from the show and get paid and be part of this cast unless you're going to film together. Just like with everyone else. Sammy, you don't get to be like, oh, I'm not filming with Ronnie. You're fucking like on with your life. Like, move on with your life. I did understand though, when they were back in the Shore house together for the first time, how that was hard and weird, bringing back memories. I will say I did understand that. I did. Now, another person I have a big gripe with is Pauly D. Now, Pauly films the least amount. He's constantly on the road. He'll fly in for like an afternoon and fly back out. He's like the last one to arrive and the first one to leave. Also gives nothing but plays pranks and never talks about his real life, is never vulnerable, never talks about his daughter, never talks about the struggles of being on the road, just only shows the positives, never talks about Nikki, which I think that's just because he doesn't think about it. I don't think he thinks about it. I think like he's home and he's by himself, like, and then Nikki walks in the room and he's like, oh my God, you're here. Like, I think he forgets that she exists. And she's just so, unfortunately, like, this is where I would love to see her have like that self-respect and that self-love to stand up and be like, okay, I'm not getting like what I need out of this relationship, because there's no way that she's genuinely being emotionally fulfilled. Because he's definitely just stuck in like a one-track mind of DJing, making money, and like that's all that matters to him. He, I don't think, wants to have any more kids. They say that they've never even discussed it. They've been together for 5 years. There's no discussion of getting married, having kids, nothing. It's just living one day at a time still. And there's just no woman who is genuinely at that age, not of Nikki's specific, I don't want to say no woman, but there's just no way Nikki, a woman who is family oriented, who wants to have kids, who wants it, is just like okay with taking the back seat and stuff. So she's being, I think, just in a power dynamic there that she does not ever feel comfortable saying what she needs. And when they're in Jamaica the whole time, like it's so sad because Paulie's basically saying, this is the first time I've ever seen her happy. You can just tell he's like, I've never seen her like this. Like she's just smiling so much. It's like, you've literally never seen her be happy before because you've never taken the time to make her happy. You've only been doing what makes you happy. And you're really lucky she supports you. She's a down ass chick. She's a ride or die. But like, when is it going to be time for you to like face the facts and maybe like release Nikki back out to live her life, because she deserves more than just being home in a cold, empty house waiting for you to come there. And when you get there, you probably don't pay attention to her anyway. So I'm happy that it seems that Nikki and Lauren's are friends. I don't like Lauren's. I love the situation. He's the essential worker. We need him always and forever on the show, but just some thoughts. And another underlying storyline that would also break the internet if they would actually just discuss the fact that Vinny's basically like a sexual predator. The reason why he can't get married is because women are afraid of him. And every time a woman's ever been alone with him, they've been forced to watch tentacle porn and be locked up in dog cages. So maybe if they actually talked about the fact that he's also MAGA, and not like the fiscally conservative kind, the kind where he wants to like restrict women's rights and actually overturn Roe v. Wade. So yeah, that's why Vinny's single. So quit playing all these like dating games with Vinny, where he tries to find like basically women who don't speak English in other countries that maybe he can just like, maybe they'll date him, because that's how bad it's gotten in America for Vinny. Okay, let's move on to quickly talk about Cat's Eye Pop Star Academy, because this is on Netflix. It is an 8-episode show, and it is a documentary covering Pop Star Academy, which is a Hybe Geffen Records company group that was created basically in a lab where they hand select 6 girls from all over the world to create a global pop star group. And I'm addicted. I'm about to get a cat's eye tattoo. Okay, it's really deep for me. The VMAs I had heard of them obviously from the Gap commercial, and I was already like starting to get into the lore. Then the VMAs came, and when they were performing Gnarly, okay, like it just did something to me. It awoke something in me. And then they came out with Gabriella, and then I had to watch the Pop Star Academy show. So when I was in Vegas, I watched all, like on the plane, on the way there and back, like I watched all the episodes. And now like Laura, Moonchai, Daniela, Megan. Oh my God. How could I forget Sophia? Because she's so beautiful. And yes, a little bit like she's too perfect. So she does become a little forgettable at times. And Sophia. So I will not give any spoilers. Please go watch how this group gets formed. I mean, obviously the spoilers are the fact that you already know who makes the group. So you're going to know. But it's still very interesting because literally up until the last episode, you don't know. So like it really is the unfolding of the whole show. And it's so good. I'm obsessed with them. I went and watched their whole Lollapalooza performance. Like I'm now a K-pop girly. Okay, let's talk about Plathville, and then maybe we'll wrap this up because I've ran through so many topics. But thank you guys for being here. Okay, let's talk about Welcome to Plathville. So this is the best show on television. This is on TLC and also is on HBO. It's how I watch is on Max, and it has been on for 6 seasons now, I believe. And it follows a Christian fundamentalist family from Georgia. Parents Kim and Barry and their 11 children, and they are all beautiful, blonde, blue-eyed children of God. And as the family has gotten older, there have been marriages, divorces, toxicity, deaths, and just the drama that has ensued around this family. It is incredible television. I don't know how they have not won Emmys. Whoever's listening at TLC, please give them all a raise, especially Kim. I mean, we're happy to see she's not living on that houseboat anymore, but we need stability for this family. Especially, we also need to get Cassia eye surgery. Like, I personally they need to do GoFundMe and there needs to be something done because now, like, there's been all these medical emergencies in this family when these kids were growing up and they probably didn't believe in going to the hospital, and we need to get Cassia an eye surgery. So now Lydia is getting married. Now Lydia is the third oldest daughter. Okay, so she's getting married, and all of the brothers are disapproving because they believe that the guy that she's marrying, this guy Zach, that she met in Colorado only 4 months, so 12 weeks ago they met. Now they're getting married. All the brothers are pissed. The dad is very supportive because he's like a weird Christian freak, and he's like, marry my daughter, get her pregnant. I hope that next time we see her, she's feeling like she's having Braxton Hicks. Like, he's just a weird freak. I hate Barry. And Kim's not much better. So these kids have evil parents, but Barry is disgusting. And just the way he talks about her, he's like so happy to marry her off. He's literally like salivating at the fact that he gets to like give his daughter away. Like, he's such a freak. And Zach is extremely Christian. Also, they've been saving their first kiss for marriage, and all the brothers are convinced that he's gay because it's like, how do you know if you're not gay if you've never had sex with a woman? So that's their logic, and they're probably not wrong, but they're all traumatized from their own childhood where they were all taught to also wait for marriage, and then they all got married and they all hated their wives and got divorced, or they all ended up in serious relationships with their firsts who also end up in, bad situations, and they all kind of are repeating the same mistakes. All of the brothers, all of the sisters are all doing, none of them can figure this out. And it's just incredibly compelling television. Watching the brothers be toxically homophobic, but also be very protective of their family is a very interesting dynamic. There's Veronica. Okay, so there's Ethan is the oldest brother who is now divorced, and his ex-wife had a lot of problems with the family. So they refer to her a lot like Olivia. Olivia is kind of like Beetlejuice. Like, she's like a ghost from the past that has done wreckage on the family. And now Micah is in a relationship with a girl named Veronica, who's literally Olivia times 100 in a negative way. She's wretched, as Adriana would say, like miserable, hates everything and everyone, is also delusional. So like when you mix angry and delusional, you're really getting just chaos. Like, everything she does and says is horrifying. Just the way she communicates with everybody, the things that she even believes and says, the way that she's like calling all of these women, she's calling like the younger girlfriends sluts that are like in high school, seeing that they have OnlyFans and stuff, like trying to start these rumors. She is clearly like verbally abusive, and she calls it like slinging mud. It's like, girl, you're abusive. Like, it's not slinging mud. So I just can't, I have to keep watching because they're now at Lydia's wedding and everything has been bubbling up under the surface. And now one of the brothers is about to confront Micah this next week about Veronica and all the horrible things that she's been saying about the family. And there is a physical altercation where Micah's nose is quote unquote ripped off his face. And Micah was the best looking model, literally a model of the family. So I'm just so, I mean, talk about the moneymaker. And beyond that, just like Micah has no chance in life to survive besides being a model. Like, he has not a brain cell. So like, we really needed him to succeed in this. And everyone's been really trying to get him to model more because like the family needs it. But he can't because Veronica is controlling him. And Veronica believes that Micah has cheated on her supposedly. So now he can't model because usually you're modeling with other women and he can't ever like look at another woman. So yeah, it's not going great in Plathville. So that's just everything. If you're not watching it, please go catch up on 6 seasons right now. You will not regret it. And okay, let me leave you with that. I was going to talk about Perfect Match, but honestly, you guys, nothing really like happened. And I was going to talk about Love Island Games, but it's only episode 1, so we'll circle back to that. And keep an eye out for the wife swap show coming up. I heard a very good point that the women that are being represented in those shows like are not going anywhere. Bravo has invested like IP in them. So if you think Emily's getting fired, Dr. Wendy's getting fired, Melissa Gorga's not getting. If you don't think Melissa Gorga is part of Roni franchise or the New Jersey franchise still, like, you're sadly mistaken, because she's about to be like the new anchor. She's about to be the new Teresa. After all these years, it's going to be her. She's going to be the center. Tomato. Okay, I love you guys all so much. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for giving me this platform. Thank you for following me. Please make sure you share, rate, and review the episode. Tell your friends, hey, listen to this podcast. And know that leading up to Bravo, I will have more episodes, more content, and things going on. So make sure you're following me at Bella Talks TV on all social media platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. And yeah, I think that'll be it. So I love you all. Ciao, Bellas.